How you doing? How you doing? Frankie Russo coming at you straight out of Brooklyn. I just want to check in. I just watched my great Yankees. They had a nice game. We won 4-0. It was Toronto, okay, but it's just one step forward, right? Domingo Germán looked very good, went 6 innings, walked zero batters. That's pretty impressive, right? So looks like we're moving forward. We got another game tomorrow in Yankee Stadium against the Toronto Blue Jays. Yeah, the New York Yankees. So that's where we're headed. We'll continue to follow the breaking story on the rise of our great Yankee team, the New York Yankee baseball team. I'm a big time Yankee fan. So we're going to continue to watch that as we're watching the camps to open up in the NFL and the summer leagues opened up in the NBA as we start to inch closer and closer to August. That's when the dog days of baseball starts. That month separates the wheat from the chaff, the championship teams from the Fugazi championship teams, the fake championship teams. We'll see who the champions are in the month of August. Okay, so we're going to move forward. Frankie Russo, I don't want to stay on too long. So I've been doing, so that's my sports take right now. I've been doing, I was on a computer and I found something. I'm going to read this article tonight. 3 pages. It's pretty cool. It gives you an idea. It's by Adam Credo. He's a tremendous, though he's from the Washington Free Beacon. They didn't do right by our president. They were involved in that Fusion GPS scandal. This Adam Credo is a tremendous investigative reporter. Okay, so okay. First of all, I got my disclaimer, which here it is. I have my disclaimer. Outside looking in, no U.S. congressional, let me get it right. No U.S. Congressional Oversight Committee, no International Atomic Energy Agency, no Joint Chiefs of Staff, no National Security Council, no access to classified docs, nor do I know anyone who has access to classified docs. Court papers, judges' decisions, peer-reviewed journal articles, and well-sourced, well-researched open source articles. What we're searching for is a quasi-model, quote-unquote, statistical significance. In all likelihood, no probability, look for trends, differences, and patterns in the data, and then we attempt to conceivably reach reasonable, responsible conclusions. And by the way, we believe our conclusions are close. Classified information is the mean. We're within the standard deviation of the mean. The Russo disclaimer. Okay? So that's where we are. Okay? That's where we are. So I found this article. Dems, the Democrats, tied to Obama's pro-Iran echo chamber, spread terror regime's anti-Trump talking points, seeking to drive a wedge between Trump and his national security team, Team Obama, in lockstep with Iran, by Adam Credo. Unbelievable, right? A cadre of former top Obama administration figures and their allies in Congress have been working to amplify anti-Trump talking points issued by a senior Iranian regime official in what sources have described as an effort by the Obama's pro-Iran echo chamber to drive a wedge between our great president, Donald John Trump, and his national security team. Beyond belief, right? Beyond belief. As tensions mount between the United States and Iran, leading Democrats have become embroiled in controversy by widely repeating anti Trump talking points first issued by Iran's hardline regime. So we have former Obama officials, actually spewing anti Trump talking points that were issued by Iran's hardline regime. Beyond belief. Additionally, former top officials from the Obama administration have taken to social media and other outlets to push a narrative that Trump, our great president Donald Trump, is at odds with his hawkish national security advisor John Bolton over how far to go in punishing Iran, for its global support of terrorism and continued efforts to secure contested nuclear technology. The effort to push this narrative to the media has gained steam following a war of words between our great president Donald Trump and the Iranian Foreign Minister of Affairs, Mohammad Javad Zarif. Just to give you a little background, Mohammad Javad Zarif, similar to Mohammed Morsi, was educated in America. So he got all his degrees in America. So he's basically a trained intelligence diplomat, as was Mohammed Morsi, who became prime minister of Egypt, put there by the Obama Clinton crime family when they couped Mubarak in 2012, right? Something like that, right? So we got this Mohammed Zarif, who goes all the way back to when he was the Iranian ambassador to the United States and the executive director of the Alevi Foundation, who, according to the Weekly Standard, another anti-Trump, never Trumper organization. So they got nothing. They're not supporters of us, of the Trump movement, and they claimed they could not believe they saw the court papers with this 650 Fifth Avenue building, and actually an executive director prior to Mohammed Zarif was actually implicated in this money laundering for terror, all the way from New York City, the 650 Fifth Avenue building, a $500 million asset, all the way to the capital of Iran, Tehran. Millions of dollars for the weapons of mass destruction, the nuclear program, the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps, the Quds Force, the ballistic missile program, all from and through Asser Corporation, Bank Melli of Iran, and the Alevi Foundation, which eventually Mohammad Javad Zarif was the executive director of. And the Weekly Standard writers, I think it was Lee Smith, could not believe, based on what they saw in the court papers at the time, that Mohammad Zarif why wasn't he implicated at all in this money laundering for terror right here in New York City to the Islamic Republic of Iran? Beyond belief. Just want to give you a heads up. So to continue, just days after Zarif labeled Bolton and other top Trump national security officials as the B team. And former top Obama aides Ben Rhodes and Colin Kahl repeated this rhetoric online in a series of postings bashing our great president. Rhodes and Cole are most known as the creators of a pro-Iran echo chamber that was used to mislead Congress and the American public about the terms of the landmark fake Iranian nuke deal. They did not include Iran's long-term ballistic missile program inside the Iranian nuke deal, which our great president Donald Trump abandoned last year. It has become increasingly clear, according to Adam Credo, in recent days that these former Obama officials and their Democratic allies in Congress are seeking to build support for the United States to re-enter the Iranian nuke deal should, but for the grace of God, it never happens, a Democrat defeat Trump, our great president, according to this publication, right? So the direct line between Tehran, the capital of Iran, and top Democrats spilled further into public view last week when photos from the cell phone of Senator Dianne Feinstein. Do you see how big these Democrats are? They are traitors, treasonous traitors against our great president, Donald Trump, and our great country in favor of the terrorist nation, the world's largest state sponsor of terror, Iran. So basically, I'm going to go back to this. The direct line between the capital of Iran, Tehran, and top Democrats spilled further into public view when photos from the cell phone of Senator Dianne Feinstein, a senior-ranking senator, I think she oversees member of the Senate Select Committee on Intelligence. She's a senior member. Showed that she had been in contact with Zarif, the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Iran, a primary architect of the nuclear accord. He was Iran's point person for the Iranian nuke deal with John Kerry, the other rat. Photographs of Feinstein's phone showed a contact page with Zarif's information, prompting her office to rebuff requests for, you believe this? While our great president is trying to put forth the Trump foreign policy, the Trump doctrine, you have Democrats, legislators, trying to interfere with our great president. I can't comment on who the senator does or doesn't speak with, Feinstein's communications director told Politico. This article was published by Politico, if I'm not mistaken. Multiple officials involved in the Iran debate expressed shock that leading Democrats continue to boost Iran's anti-Trump threats. They view the network of former officials and their allies as doing all they can to subvert our great President Trump, even if it means siding with the Iranian regime in the standoff between the two countries. Who are these people? These Democrats. Who are these people? Obama's echo chamber, that other stealth jihad radicalism, is Obama and Hillary Clinton, the other American Muslim convert. Obama's echo chamber with Congresswoman Omar and Congresswoman Tlaib. I saw a video online today. They're actually stoning, Muslims are stoning Christians in Dearborn, Michigan. Beyond belief. The footage don't lie. Obama's echo chamber and their pro-Iran deal allies in Congress are putting partisan politics over country and have the chutzpah to literally repeat the Iranian regime's talking points. Traitors, said one senior GOP congressional official. The truth is that under Obama's disgraceful and disastrous nuclear deal, fake, they did not include the Iranian long-term ballistic missile program inside the Iranian nuke deal. And they paid over $150 billion back to Iran, plus 1.7 billion in was initially in US dollars, got money laundered into euro notes to the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps, whom our great president has deemed, which is a government entity. First time in our history, the US Treasury has designated a government entity, the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps, as a foreign terrorist organization. Thank you, our great president, Donald John Trump. The truth is that under Obama's disgraceful and dangerous nuclear deal, Iran got access to over $100 billion in immediate sanctions, a green light to ramp up its support for terrorism and militancy in the Middle East. Iran, under Obama's watch, joined forces with Russia. Who is the Russian colluder? Who is the real Russian colluder? The Obama-Clinton crime family. There you go. The Russo show's been saying this up here for over a year, and the data don't lie. The vectors don't lie. So they joined forces with Russia to prop up the Assad regime. The Islamic Republic of Iran gives the Assad regime 3 to 15 billion annually, Kenneth Timmerman, which repeatedly use chemical weapons and barrel bombs on civilians and is responsible for the deaths of hundreds of civilians. While Team Obama, the fake fraud traitors, stood idly by as Iran-backed aggression ravaged the Middle East, President Trump is maximizing coercive economic pressure, thank you, Jesus, like the hand of God, our great president, on the Iranian regime. Because I believe the Iranian regime is the next Nazi Germany. And we cannot allow the son of that secular leader from the 70s to come back in there. Very bad move. Very bad. We believe Iran is the next Nazi Germany. So President Trump is maximizing coercive economic pressure on the Iranian regime and deterring and punishing Iranian-backed aggression against American interests. Former Obama aides Rhodes and Cole, along with other rats of the Obama-Clinton crime family, these are my words, not Adam Credo, with other senior officials from the Obama administration, have continued to use their network of sympathetic writers and liberal talking heads amplify the Iranian regime's rhetoric and build greater anti-Trump fervor. This has emboldened the Iranian regime, which sees an opportunity to drive a further wedge between U.S. political factions. So they are interfering with the American policies. These are traitors, treasonous. This is why this election with our great president is so important. I believe the hashtag Trump 2020 landslide. We have to get out and vote. We can't take nothing for granted. We need our president. I wish it could be 8 years, 12 years, but we need him we need him in 2020. We need President Trump to get reelected 2020. Very important. Former Secretary of State John Kerry, for instance, has engaged multiple times in shadow diplomacy, meeting with Minister of Foreign Affairs of Iran, Mohammad Javad Zarif, on several occasions to plot how Iran can salvage the nuclear deals, crazy stuff, and retain its access to the billions of cash windfalls. They're helping the enemy. Only God knows the money, the only God knows the kickbacks the former Obama administration officials got in this fake Iranian nuke deal, hundreds of billions of dollars worth. Excuse me. What's right? Think about it. Think about it, right? So, right, a second senior Republican congressional official also involved in the Iranian fight said the deep ties between senior Iranian officials such as Zarif and top Democrats is becoming increasingly clear. So he's a plant for this. Zarif comes from America. He was born in Iran, but he was educated in America. Like he got a lot of education in America, as did Morsi. A few weeks ago, no one here was talking about Bolton being a warmonger or anything like that. It was all about our great president, Donald John Trump. Then Zarif showed up in New York and gave them their B team talking points. And suddenly all you hear wall to wall, that's all you hear. Wall to wall is this B team talking points from the former Obama administration officials, beyond belief, trying to undermine and subvert the Trump administration policies, the policies of America, our duly elected president. It would be obvious, even if we didn't know, that senators have him on speed dial, meaning Mohammad Zarif, the foreign minister of affairs of Iran. But now there's photographic evidence of that too, beyond belief, right? Though our great president has made it increasingly clear he is not seeking a military confrontation with Iran, okay, I am paraphrasing. I put our great president, Adam Credo didn't write that. He said, though Trump, I'm saying, though our great president, Donald Trump, those are my words, has made it increasingly clear that he is not seeking a military confrontation with Iran. The hardline regime has sought to fan the flames by issuing repeated military threats and using its terror proxy groups to conduct attacks on U.S. coalition partners in the region. However, Democratic leaders like Richard Durden from Illinois, why am I not shocked? Another rat, another stealth jihad radical Islamist, have said it is President Trump who is itching for a confrontation with what rats these people are, right? Claiming that President Trump is itching for a confrontation with Iran. Look what happened with North Korea. He actually got them to a denuclearization agreement, got them to the table for no money. Obama gave away for a fake denuclearization agreement with Iran. It was fake. Didn't include the Iranian long-term ballistic missile program inside the Iranian nuke deal. And we know North Korea's got miniaturized nuclear warheads for its long-term ballistic missile program. The DIA report going back all the way to 2006, and the Obama-Clinton crime family still sat on its hands with Rocket Man, with Assad, with the world's largest state sponsor of terror, the Iranian Global Terror Network. Oh, and they did something even better. They gave them over $150 billion in euro notes and 1.7 to the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps. Did the Obama-Clinton crime family do? Traitors and treasonous stealth jihad radical Islamists. It gives new meaning to the phrase Iran echo chamber. These Democratic operatives and members are truly echoing Iranian propaganda at the possible expense of American lives. We send men and women of the United States Armed Forces into that region, the North African, Middle Eastern region. And we have officials, unelected officials like Ben Rose, another rat, this Colin Cole, right? Then we have senators, elected senators, speaking and talking the same rhetoric of the world's largest state sponsor of terror, the Iran officials like Zarif, their words, taking their side in this fight, in this race to denuclearize, to stop Iran's thirst, to slow down Iran's thirst for nuclear proliferation, because it's very difficult, and we talk about this all the time. It is very difficult to stop Iran from proliferating because of their thirst. They have such a will to do it, right? Very difficult. But you can't slow them down. The Obama Clinton crime family pretended to slow them down, but actually they speeded it up with all the money, lifting the sanctions, not including the long-term ballistic missile program inside the Iranian nuke deal. They actually speeded up Iran's desires and efforts, ambitions to proliferate, to gain nuclear proliferation. A third source who was also involved in the Iranian issue said, what is happening to the Democratic Party when its leaders will side with terrorists over their own country? The new scandal everyone should be talking about is the Iran collusion scandal, because that's what's happening. And the Frankie Russo show up in here since I've been off the air at ABC, and while I was talking about the Iranian global terror network being the Sunni Shiite nexus, being really being in all likelihood and all probability ISIS, that the mainstream media or mainstream intelligence wasn't giving us the full throttle. Maybe they couldn't, but this, right? We talked about that, and up in here on my couch here in Brooklyn, we talked about, for some time now, we've talked about the fake Iranian nuke deal and the collusion between the Obama Clinton crime family, anti-American vector field, and the world's largest state sponsor of terror, the Islamic Republic of Iran. Beyond belief how the Obama Clinton crime family can give all that money back to Iran, 150 billion, 1.7 billion in cash to the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps, and with a straight face tell everybody that President Trump is a Russian colluder, as Russia is building nuclear reactors inside of Iran. As Prime Minister of Israel, Netanyahu, and his famed intelligence hub, the Mossad, in possession of Iran's atomic archive files, showing clearly that Iran is pursuing nuclear weapons. Beyond belief. That is the biggest vector. That is the biggest threat to Americans' way of life. That is the biggest threat to the world. Because in nuclear war, nobody wins. That is a lose-lose for everybody. So this is the article by Adam Credo, Dems tied to Obama's pro-Iran echo chamber, spread terror regime's anti-Trump talking points. Beyond belief. Beyond belief. Beyond belief. So I'm going to get out of here. This is Frankie Russo. I just wanted to give you a that was my heads up. I'll be back on the air Sunday, and we're going to continue this further. We'll see what's in the news cycle, and we'll continue to look at this growing threat of the Islamic Republic of Iran. Thank you, the Obama Clinton crime family, for creating this monster. Thank you. So God bless you all out there. God bless the men and women of the United States Armed Forces. Thank you for your service. Thank you for providing me with the freedom to do what I love to do. And one of them is broadcast. God bless the greatest country on the planet, America. God bless our great country, America, the greatest country on the planet. And God bless our great president, Donald John Trump. This is Frankie Russo. I'll see you Sunday night, 9:30ish, 9:30ish Eastern Standard Time. This is Frankie Russo, and I'll see you in the future.